Hi, I'm Randy Adams with Adams Canine. This is Ripley. She's a very high energy hunting dog, and this is her very first day of training, and we're teaching her to heel. The first step in teaching heel is teaching a dogs to follow. Give them a lot of leash, let them get in front of you, change directions. Keep walking back and forth. You will see Ripley. She will give us some different behaviors. She'll sit, she'll lay down because she's a little confused because she does not know what follow means. She just knows get out in front with a leash and drag people. So we're teaching her, you follow us. Our goals in this exercise is for her to focus on the handler and to turn when the handler turns. www.adamscanine.com.